Yes.
But
Would you like to share how do you feel and what are those thoughts and what are the feelings you had after our session?
yeah, so I was in this big Gothic castle, which is something that I've always fantasized about since childhood. I've always felt like one day I'm going to live in a big Gothic castle. But instead of being kind of depressing and English and damp and cobwebby, it had this bright green ivy like coming into it, and it had plants all around. And it was a bit like if you've ever seen the Studio Ghibli film Howl's Moving Castle. It was
Yes.
a bit like the inside of Howl's Moving Castle with all these kind of cool, magical, mystical things around, like really fascinating objects that I wanted to look at, like plants and lamps and things like that. And I just felt really good there. And I was seeing orange a lot. And when you talked about like taking the energy in, I was imagining it as this big orange ball of light that I was like holding on to. And then I sort of made it smaller in my hand so I could hold it. And it was orange and blue. Because remember, you asked
Yes,
what
I have.
color I thought at the beginning, like the blue came back.
Fantastic. Wow, this is amazing. And how do you feel?
Mm.
How do you feel now after our session?
Like, I feel very clear. I also feel like things are united. Like, one thing I've struggled with in my life is feeling like I like really opposite things. Like I'm really drawn to the gothic, but then I'm also really drawn to sunshine and plants. And like, I was telling you at the beginning how I want to move to a hot location. So like the pull of the exotic as well. And I realized that obviously it's not opposite. Like obviously I can have a unity between the things that I'm drawn to, and it's all one and it's all really good. And I should just go towards what I want to go towards.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yes, sometimes we draw to opposite things, and that's completely okay. That's completely okay to have
Mm.
that feeling. That's
And
completely fine.
that's so good to know. Like I feel relieved because my whole life I felt like, oh shit, I'm pulled towards that and then that. And it seems silly. It seems like, oh, it's just two different aesthetics, but it goes deeper than that for me. Like to me, it's not just aesthetics, it's like moods. But I realize it can all come together and be part of one living thing.
Yes. Well, fantastic. I'm very happy I'm able to help you today, and feel free to contact me again. Thank you.
Thank you. You're amazing.